When Laurie Yates first began to draw media and fan attention in Toronto in the late 80s, she was fronting a high-energy cowpunk band called Rang Tango. Well, all the attention led to a solo record deal in Nashville that didn't pan out as expected. Now, with the help of longtime friend Colin Linden and a new deal with Virgin Records, Laurie has just released an album titled Breaking Point that is impossible to pigeonhole into any one musical genre. I talked with Laurie recently about the new album and about the highs and the lows in the music business.
Well, Bonnie, do you want to know the truth?
Yeah, actually.
Well, what happened was I came back and the way that my sort of career had been set up, it was set up so that I was going to be a big star in the States, right? Now, that didn't happen. The record stiffed. I don't know, I sold 3 copies or something, I don't know. And I came back and I didn't have a career in Canada either. Canada was sort of overlooked, and that was really, really disappointing because I'm from here and I never wanted to move to the States. You know, that was one thing I didn't realize. You sign an American deal, it's expected of you to move there. If you want the success, you've got to be in
And it almost happened to you before you had a chance to create a following in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I came back and basically went from doing pretty good gigs, high-priced gigs, to nothing.
Rain on the sidewalk and tears in my heart. Come tomorrow, I know we will part. Night is falling down on me, and I keep saying that it's all over. Make a liar out of me.
Do you want to sit around and be a star and wait for the next project to happen, or do you want to get out there and be a musician and really learn what you're doing and get better at it? And I said, well, I want to play, because if I don't play and I don't sing, I get really nuts and neurotic. So I just started playing anywhere and everywhere that would have me, and didn't matter about money, you know. And I really, you know, paid my dues in a lot of ways, and got to be much more comfortable in front of an audience, and you know, my voice started to grow and I felt more confident with myself, and it was the best thing I could have done. You know, and I was out of the spotlight, and people would, you know, was looking like I had no career, and on a recording level I didn't, but on a live working musician level I did, and that kept my sanity.
Make a liar out of me. Tell me I'm mistaken when I say you're gonna leave. Make a liar out of me. Sit here alone.
And each week when we would come in, you know, the tables would gradually be taken out, and then there was no water, and then there was like one light. And I think the last gig that we did, we're playing away and the bass player's playing and he goes, ah! And there was a big rat that ran across the stage. But it was a real exciting time because we were just starting to come up and people were coming to see us, and we were quite thrilled. You know, we were thrilled with any gig that would pay us money, so we didn't care what was happening with the club. And even though they were going under at the time, they paid us.
Of a cold north wind, calling in the darkness, claims to be my only friend. Yeah, when the moon is bright and the sky is black, faces on a fast train staring at a ghost in the house of love.
I do get nervous, but what happens is I'm able to translate it into excitement and make the nervousness positive, so it works for me instead of against me. And a lot of times I'll get out on stage and the first number I'll be just whipping around like crazy, and that's my way of sort of burning off that excess energy that I don't need, and then I settle into it. But I just seem to have a lot of energy, except when I'm exhausted, which I'm not exhausted now, folks, I'm not. You know, then I'm sort of normal. Otherwise, I'm jumping around. I love to move, and you know, music excites me, so I get excited and I show it. And it always perplexed me when I saw musicians that had great bands, you know, great singers, and they were sort of standing there stiff. I was like, how could they do that?